Hey, you know, I really should start blogging about my life. I really should. I'm really not going to exaggerate when I say my life is full of drama. If I had been vlogging today, would have got some really good content. Would have got a lot of views. Today is December the 4th, Saturday. And today was supposed to be the day that me, Quinn, Kwati, and Ben left for Jamaica. We did leave for Jamaica. My BFF Tasha and Mia, her daughter, took us to the airport, and we were supposed to board our flight at 10:30. Well, flight was going to leave at 10:30. We got to the airport at 8. We got to the airport at 8 o'clock. The organized person that I am had everything ready, everything organized, okay? We were ready, dressed. I'll insert a picture. The picture that we took, 5 minutes before my bubble got bust. Because Delta said we could not fly. And the reason we couldn't fly is because our COVID test wasn't valid. It was so-called expired. Our flight was going to be leaving at 10:27. We took our COVID test on Wednesday, December 1st at 8:40 a.m. You're supposed to take the COVID test according to the Jamaica government website 3 days prior to travel. They even have a calculator on their site that says that you can put in the date that you travel, and it tells you the earliest date that you can get tested. That was December 1st for us. But we get to the airport, and Delta attendant, his name was RB, said that our test was expired because we were over 72 hours. Okay? I can't even begin to tell you what that was like to hear that, because it made no sense to me, because it said on the website 3 days prior to travel. It did not say 72 hours. I tried to argue that point with RB. RB did not listen to me. Not only did he not listen to me, but he insulted me by telling me that 3 days was 72 hours. I said, I know that. However, that is not the requirement. The requirement is 3 days prior to travel. Nowhere does it say 72 hours. So my test was taken at 8:40, which means that according to RB, my test expired at 8:40 a.m. So I could not fly. So we could not take the flight unless we could get tested for COVID prior to the flight leaving. It was 8:10 a.m. when we found this all out. I had been dropped off with all 12 of our bags at the airport with Ben, Quinn, and Kwati. Tasha and Mia, Tasha was driving my car, Mia driving Tasha's car. I had to frantically call Tasha. Now, this is only after seeing the supervisor, which I'll get to that in a minute. This is only after seeing the supervisor, and the supervisor upholding what this idiot said, even when I showed him what was on the paper. Showed it to him from the Jamaica government website, all of that. My authorization from Jamaica, everything. It didn't matter. Okay? So we scrambled. I can't even say we. My girls did. Because Ben had to hold me because I felt weak in my knees. I've been planning this trip since January, before I even went to Jamaica in February. I vowed that we would be going for Christmas as well. And I worked very hard to make sure we could go for Christmas. Okay? I'm pissed because my planning, which I always do to like the second, I'm so good at it. was in the hands of two people who didn't give a damn that they were being ridiculous. I was showing them the proof that what they were saying to me was not valid. They said the Jamaican government makes the rules. This is the rule. I said, no, that's not true. Because our COVID test, they said, was expired. I booked these flights back in June before the new 3-day. At the time I booked, it was 10 days COVID test. But I keep up with everything. I watch the news. I stay on the site. I keep up with everything. So I know that I knew what I was talking about. But I was so helpless until I almost melted into a mesh in Charleston International Airport. Ben had to hold me. So the girls were trying to get information, but the information desk didn't know anything. They told us we could get a test in the airport. Not true. We had all these bags. They wouldn't keep our bags until we could find a place to go get tested. So we had to wait till Tasha and Mia came back, which, mind you, Mia was going to have to be to work by 10. Had to wait for them to come back so that they could help us load the luggage. Left the airport, found a testing place 10 minutes away that was open Saturday. So we went to this Roper Express Care right on International Boulevard down from the airport. They have only been open for 2 weeks. Now, it was Quinn and Kwati who tracked this down. We were going to have to go to University Boulevard, which was about 15 minutes from the airport versus the 10 minutes from the airport, maybe 20 minutes from the airport to get to University. But anyway, they decided, Mommy, instead of us going to University, the one on University told us there's a new one here on International. You want to try it? I just left it in their hands and tried it. Sure enough, we get there, they're open, nobody in there. But guess what? They have one machine that does rapid testing. One. And that one machine takes 20 minutes per test. At that time, it was 8:46, I do believe, like 8:46. So you guys, we fill out paperwork. I'm already in Roper system. Ben is not in Roper system. Quinn and Kwati are not. So they doing their paperwork. While they doing their paperwork, I'm already in system, so I get called to the back. Got my swab done. But they also did my vitals and my blood pressure, which I'm going to just tell you what it was. 166 over 113. Since I've lost all this weight, I have not had to really be strict for myself with my blood pressure medicine because my blood pressure is usually now 124 over 90 or sometimes even 113 some days over 70 something. I've been doing my blood pressure is great. 166 over 113. That was my blood pressure. I was seeing spots. I was dizzy. I had been crying at one point uncontrollably and upset. So I really was engulfed in emotion because everything about this trip was falling apart before my eyes. So I thought. But then I saw a glimmer of hope. We're going to get these tests done. We all got seen, and by 9:30, 2 of the tests were done. I go to the airport to see if we could still be able to make it. We can't make it because they were going to start boarding at 9:50 for the flight to leave at 10:27 to Atlanta to connect to go to Montego Bay. Not going to happen. So because it wasn't going to happen, I just rebooked. So we're back home. Kwasi took Mia to work so she could get there by 10. And we waited for the last COVID tests, which all of them are negative. Good thing we have insurance, because otherwise we would have had to find a place to take it, and it would have been expensive because we called some places. Well, Queen and Kwati called some places that were going to be like $150 for one person for a test, a rapid test. So basically, we had to rebook, and we don't leave now until 7 a.m. Sunday morning. So I had to call Jamaica to have them to still keep our reservations for the car. And I had to get my ass home and relax for a good hour and a half and do a constant reading of my blood pressure. So, as a matter of fact, I need to take it again. So I took my blood pressure medicine, and I went ahead and just did what I had to do for rest and relaxation. Not to mention, to rebook, I had to be told it was going to be a fare change fee. Okay? Because they don't charge you the fare if it's COVID related. But technically, this wasn't COVID related. It was my fault. That's what I was told. The supervisor was horrible. You know, y'all, I have special powers. If you don't know, I do. I try really, really hard not to use them. But when you are rude and nasty to me, when I'm giving you my best, when I'm not yelling at you, when I am looking to you to be a professional and to answer the questions that I need to have answered, you're going to get it. Like, my special powers are going to go to work. Anyway, I'm going to write an email. That's my special power. And I did. I called them. Sure enough, the representative that I talked to from Delta looked it up. It's not 72 hours. Jamaican government says 3 days prior to travel. That's what it says. Gives the date. It gives the calendar and everything. It's not 72 hours. So I'm pissed because I had to come back home. But I believe in everything that happens, especially when it's filled with disappointment that's out of your control. Something good is going to come of it. There's a reason, a purpose for me having to come back home. It will be revealed. I hope it was for a good reason that's going to create something wonderful, a better experience for this family vacation in Jamaica. But the bottom line is, I had an intuition about this. That's why I haven't even posted that I was leaving for Jamaica today. I've been preparing for it, but I didn't even do my post this morning about going. I didn't do it last night about going because I had a feeling something was going to happen and I wasn't going to go. And I was going to have egg on my face. But I'm going tomorrow. And this will be a distant memory. I'm going to have a good time. But Delta's going to make this right. Okay? They're going to have to make this right. Because I could have had a stroke. The stress that I was put under for no damn reason. I could have had a stroke. And On top of that, I was treated so poorly. You know, I talk to people every day who are filing for unemployment and who have done something that's caused their claim not to be processed. I can't remember one time when I've ever blamed that person. Not one time can I remember that I said to that person, well, you know this is happening because you didn't hit submit. No, I say, oh, I'm so sorry. I see exactly what happened. Your application wasn't submitted. It's fairly easy to miss that button at the end of the screen. So what I want you to do right now is just click where it says submit and let's see what happens. And sure enough, they click it, it's submitted, and they go on about their day. Oh, I see what I did. Oh, man. So that's all I had to do? Oh, yes, but it's okay. You know, filing for unemployment, especially this is your first time, it can be extremely painful. And it's a lot of documents and a lot of reading. So I do understand how you could miss that. But you're on track now. From now on, just, take your time, look through everything. And if you're in doubt, give us a call and we'll help you walk through the process. That's how I talk to people. So today, I deserved to be talked to that same way. Now, I do talk to people a certain kind of way sometimes, but that's when I've tried the nice way and they didn't accept it. Bottom line is, if you are the kind of person that has somebody else's life in your hands for whatever reason, don't squander that, because you don't know what you're doing to someone. And if you're in a situation where someone is doing that to you, definitely take a step back, because there's a purpose behind it. I always say the universe loves me. The stars, the moon, the planets, all of that lines up for me. Okay? So that's not because I'm more special than the next person or more special than you. It's because I'm aware of it and I'm in tune to it and I listen to it and I respect it and I embrace it. And so there's a lesson for me in everything. I've learned a lot about myself today, but more than anything, I learned that my children, Quinn and Kwati, they can take care of me. Okay? They can really make shit happen. And I'm so proud of them, because while I was breaking down at stroke level, a heaping ball of mess in Ben's arms, they was working it. They was turning the universe. I'm proud of my girls. So proud of them. That, I think, was the purpose of today. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second. Just in that moment of saying that, I know what today was about. It was about Quinn and Kwati. They're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. The day that I pack up everything and take a flight and leave for Jamaica to live, I'll be leaving them behind, and they'll be very capable of taking care of themselves. I love my two Qs, my pudding and my parfait. Yep, that's what today was about. Me being able to see them for who they are.